Hi everyone, I'm the plant propagator and welcome to my channel. Today I'm in the laboratory again here in Southwest Florida, and I've been working hard. I made another 1.5 liters of media today and used almost all of it up. I saved a little bit of it. But I've been replating a lot of the orchids, but I also did something new today, and I got some new and interesting results that I want to share with you. Just some things that I've done for the first time. So the first thing that I wanted to share with you is I've heard from a lot of people that they used hydrogen peroxide for sterilization of orchid seeds. And I've never done this before. I am a classical bleach user for aseptic sterilization or disinfestation of really everything that I've used. Occasionally I'll use alcohol for some things to clean up the surface, but for the most part I use bleach. I use anywhere from a 10 to 15 to 20 to 50% bleach solution depending on what I'm using. And so what I did today is a side-by-side comparison of bleach, which in orchid seeds I use 10% bleach for 15 minutes, and I compared that to a peroxide treatment, hydrogen peroxide treatment. And I don't have any results yet, but I did the evaluation, and I had a comment from a viewer that said use 6% hydrogen peroxide for the seed cleaning for only a minute, and then just plate the seeds directly in the hydrogen peroxide, and it works 100% of the time. So I tried it, and I did a quick look at the seeds afterwards, and this is a Guarianthe species that I did this with. It just happened to have some in the laboratory that were provided to me. And in an early look at it, and this may change in a week when I look at it, but the early look is the peroxide seems to have done some damage even with only a little bit of a treatment. So the seeds that were bleach treated, you can still see the embryos within the seed. The peroxide, it looks like they were more bleached out actually. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, and we'll see how it goes. One of the other things that I did today and I'm excited about, yay, is this is my first. Somebody provided a dried up capsule of a ghost orchid, and it apparently wasn't quite ready. They didn't think, and it matured. So, okay, I tried it. I sterilized the seeds using my bleach, just the bleach solution, the traditional bleach solution that I've always used. And I actually took a look at the seeds before I bleach treated, and they did not look very good. They looked like they might have been too small. They're kind of shriveled up, and the capsule itself was not very big, completely dried out, and was given to me in a manila envelope. But I sterilized the seeds in the bleach solution, cleaned them up, and plated them, and they look good. They look surprisingly good. You can't see clear embryos in them, but it's unusual to see clear embryos. And especially if, again, the feedback that I got is that the embryos were, the capsule kind of ruptured prematurely. It dried and it split prematurely. So I plated it, and again, I should know in a week, 2 weeks at the most, if these ghost orchid seeds are viable. There were a lot of them. I used all of them. Whenever I get something where it's like it might not be any good, I usually plate all of the seed, because even if there's a small amount of the seed that are viable, I'll be able to see them. So this is all of the, in here, you can't see anything, but in here is all of the ghost orchid seed from a single really small, possibly premature split capsule. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you updated on this. I'm excited about it, and it's just trying new things. So I've never actually flasked ghost orchid seeds, and I've never tried a hydrogen peroxide treatment on these other seeds. But we'll see how it goes. The last thing that I want to share with you is this. So I have a single plate right here, and this is just an orchid growing in this, a single piece of orchid growing in this plate. And what this represents is my first attempt at mericloning in orchids. And this because I use Maikai. And I use the plant because some of the local people say that, yeah, they could use as many Maikai as I can make. And I've got a lot of plants, and they were just putting out pseudobulbs like crazy. So I cut off one of the pseudobulbs that was maybe a few inches tall. I cut it off as it was young, it was expanding, sterilized it, stripped off the leaf sheaths, and I pulled out the eyes that were the dormant eyes, very young eyes that were on that expanding pseudobulb. And I call it mericloning, and I think it's what most people call mericloning, but I didn't actually use the meristem. I used the eye from the dormant eye in the expanding pseudobulb. And this was a really dirty material. So it was growing outside, a lot of rainwater, real mess. Most of the explants I lost from contamination, even though I include ppm, which is a general antimicrobial, and I include a fungicide in my medium. But it didn't matter. When you have a lot of these contaminants, the inclusion of the antimicrobials doesn't do any good. But I kind of knew what was going on, and I included it in the medium, and it didn't do any good. But I did have one successful eye that has expanded and grown. So this was just transferred a couple of months ago, and from the initial eye that was here, I think there's about looks to be about 8 to 10 plants that are growing out of this mass in the middle of this dish. So this is just starting to grow. You can get these things to grow much faster if I use liquid medium, which I might use. The other thing is that this is not an optimized medium for mericloning and for proliferation of this orchid tissue. So I'm probably going to transfer to this, but I'm real excited. Early in my career, when you have successes, a lot of times it's just a little tiny piece of tissue, a tiny event, a tiny clone, a tiny little nothing that you have to be observed enough to see and take advantage of. And that's what this is. This represents, again, it's a little tiny thing, but it was a little dormant eye that was off an expanding pseudobulb, less than, 1/16 of an inch, a millimeter, less than that. Small thing, but it could potentially give me, thousands of plants. And this is the first success that I've had with it. It's a little thing, it's one dish, but hey, I'm all excited about it. All right, so I just wanted to share that with you and some of the new things that I'm doing in the laboratory and some of the new yay results that I'm getting. All right, that's all I have for today. I just wanted to share all that with you. I hope you enjoyed my very brief video. If you like what you saw and you want to keep on seeing me, it would help me out if you could click on like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. Okay, so yay, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed watching, and happy propagating.